What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to The Shift on YouTube with Francisco Rojas. Got to do some more Hall of Fame talk, man. This is look, one of my favorite times of year. Well, the baseball season, I guess, quote unquote, is the Hall of Fame season. During the off season for baseball, two players I've kind of been advocating for over the last couple of years since they've been on the ballot: Andruw Jones and Scott Rolen. Or Andruw Jones, I think that's how you correctly say his name. They have to be in the Hall of Fame. And no, they don't have the Willie Mays numbers. Andruw Jones doesn't have the Willie Mays numbers. Scott Rolen doesn't have the Mike Schmidt numbers. They don't have those type of offensive numbers. But Andruw Jones, you can make comparisons to Willie Mays as far as defensively. Scott Rolen, you can make the comparisons, right? Some people say he's the best defensive third baseman of all time. Okay, no, he didn't have it's probably going to be Arenado one day, but Scott Rolen's right up there, man. Scott Rolen's right up there. Andruw Jones right up there. Some people regard Andruw Jones as like the best defensive center fielder of all time. There's some people that say Scott Rolen is the best defensive third baseman of all time, and they have the offensive numbers to go with the defense. I know, like, defense isn't the number one thing that wins you games. Like, it's probably, you go, pitching, offense, and then defense is down there. Like, maybe defense in critical moments is important, but Andruw Jones and Scott Rolen were so good defensively that they contributed winning games, especially, like, for the Braves, like Maddox and Smoltz and Glavine, they relied on their defense to, not that they weren't, obviously all-time pitchers, but, they had guys like Andruw Jones in the outfield making incredible plays to, help them win games. So, man, when I look at Rolen Jones, they have to be in the Hall of Fame, man. I'll go through some of their offensive numbers right now. For Scott Rolen, 122 career OPS plus. Not amazing, but very, very, very good. 70.1 career WAR. That's Baseball References WAR. 43.6 peak WAR. And then the 56.9 JAWS. That's Jay Jaffe's JAWS metric. And then, like, you compare that to the average for Hall of Fame third baseman, and Rolen's right there, man. Rolen's right there, and he's got the 316 home runs, over 500 doubles. Like, people look at 500 doubles as one of those benchmarks for the Hall of Fame too. Like, Rolen's right up there, man. Rolen's right up there. 281, 364, 490 slash. Like, he's got the offensive numbers. Now, if he didn't have these, if he wasn't as good as he was on defense, he probably would be slightly borderline. He probably wouldn't even be a Hall of Famer, but he was so good defensively, man. So good defensively. And then it was like a little, it was like 9 points below average career center fielders in the Hall of Fame. But it's still good enough for me, man. You can't leave guys that were that good defensively out of the Hall of Fame to go along with their really good production with the bat. You just cannot. You just can't. And, like, I looked at some Hall of Fame comparisons. I just wanted to do 3. I didn't want to do too many because I can make a 40 to 60 minute video just doing comparisons. But looking at guys like Ozzie Smith, and Ozzie Smith, don't get me wrong, all time defensively, and that's not just shortstops, that's like every position, all time defensively, only an 87 OPS plus. I get it, 239 runs above average, fielding runs above average, unbelievable. But 87 OPS plus, why aren't we talking about, like, I don't know, man. And I know shortstop. It's different because it's shortstop. But I don't know, man. I don't really care what position you play. Like, look at the game now today. I know the game's changed, but, like, Tatis at shortstop, like, guys like that. Like, I know it's different now. But, like, I don't care what position you play, really. And I know some positions are, center field and middle infielders. I get it. But 87 OPS plus. Come on. There are other shortstops that had much better production than that aren't in the Hall of Fame offensively. I get it, the defense. But Ozzie Smith, he's in the Hall of Fame. Put Andruw Jones, put Scott Rolen in the Hall of Fame. Keith Hernandez. Yeah, I would say Keith Hernandez is a Hall of Famer. And I think he gets overlooked because of the power numbers. And as first baseman, we look at guys like Fred McGriff. Congratulations, just got in the Hall of Fame. Guys like that, and we say, Well, I mean, look, he doesn't have the 30 home runs or the 40 home runs, but Keith Hernandez was an incredibly good hitter. An incredibly good hitter. He was an outlier as a first baseman. He didn't hit 40 home runs, but he hit over 300. His on base was insane. I mean, and his OPS was still above league average. Like, it was still, his career OPS plus was 128. It's 28%. That's good. It's really good. It's higher than Scott Rolen, who I had just mentioned. And people regard him as the best defensive first baseman of all time. So I look in comparisons of like Keith Hernandez, and then the last one, and he's not in the Hall of Fame. Ozzie Smith in the Hall of Fame. Keith Hernandez not in the Hall of Fame. Bill Mazeroski. I mean, come on. Just because he hit that 1960 Game 7 walk-off home run in the World Series, that's why he's in the Hall of Fame? Okay, cool. He was really good defensively. 8-time Gold Glover. The metrics back it up. Really good. But he's not a Hall of Famer. If you look at his career WAR, it's just over 35, dude. Like, come on. I know. Again, second baseman. Not great offensively, usually. Doesn't mean he should be in the Hall of Fame. Like, Chase Utley is 10 times more of a Hall of Famer than Bill Mazeroski is. And I'm mentioning that because Chase Utley, obviously, Philadelphia Philly. I love the Phillies. Mazeroski, and there's a lot of guys in the... I probably, maybe next year, maybe I'll do it this year, next year, I'm going to have to do a million videos on guys that shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame because there are about 50 guys that should not be in the Hall of Fame. So, look at that. Come up with ideas on the fly. Bill Mazeroski in the Hall of Fame. Like, okay, Andruw Jones, Scott Rolen should be in the Hall of Fame if this guy's in the Hall of Fame. So, that's kind of where I'm at with it, man. You let me know, though, Scott Rolen, Andruw Jones, how do you feel about them as Hall of Famers? Should they be in the Hall of Fame? Should they not? You tell me. Tell me in the comments. Subscribe to the channel. Do all that fun stuff. Twitter, @Rojas_media_. Get at me on there. Love to talk to you guys. Love to talk baseball. Also other sports, too. Basketball, football, hockey, whatever. Tennis, even. Let me know. That's going to do it for me. See you guys next time.